All right, so let's hope the camera doesn't overheat while I'm catching this first pull of the ginger. Seems like there's 2 root balls in here, so there's one right here and then one right there. So I'm digging up the larger one first. You can actually see a new shoot that was coming up right here. So I have the shovel under most of the root ball, and I'm hoping that I'm not in contact with any of the ginger, but just never know. So I see roots, but I don't see any rhizomes. So that's a good sign, I believe. There's a lot of wildlife. So the camera's just cutting out on me, so I'm gonna have to keep the clips short. But there's a lot of wildlife on this ginger is what I was trying to say. You can see the small little tree frog here. Camera is refusing to focus on it. I'm not trying to scare it or anything. Right there. All right, so camera's not focusing, but I'm gonna cut this clip short. Gonna get this dug up, brush off the dirt, and we'll take a look at what we have on this first pull of ginger. So we have our first pull of ginger beautifully dug up. Now in an ideal situation of transplanting ginger, I would normally just probably keep this whole root ball on there, but I want to check out the actual rhizomes. So we're gonna get this under the hose. And there's also ants in this dirt here, so I'm gonna get that cleaned up. I don't want to transfer them. Well, first, I don't want to put them in my car, and second, I don't want to transfer them to my other garden. But we can see the beautiful rhizomes here growing excellently. Funny thing is, I thought the ginger plants had kicked the bucket, but apparently they didn't, and they came back for me. So we can also see some giant black spiders here. They seem to favor the ginger plant. But we're gonna get this under the hose, and then we're gonna do the second pull. Well, I'm gonna do the second pull also, and then we'll get both of the rhizomes under the hose, and then see how everything is looking. So here we are. Whew. Time to wash off the ginger. You can actually see ants all in there. I started shaking the soil out, and there's actually a lot of ants in there. Can y'all see that ant action in there? A lot of them. So I have this high pressure hose, and we're gonna gently rinse this ginger off. And honestly, that kind of looks like gallon gall to me. It looks like greater gallon gall. It is ginger, but I'm just saying that they look very similar. You can see that beautiful root system starting to expose itself. So I'm thinking I'm gonna actually leave some ginger out here because I actually have a lot of it. And then I'm gonna also transplant. I'm gonna also transplant into the Zone 9B garden. So like I said, this farm is Zone 9A. And then I have a Zone 9B garden. So I'm gonna finish getting this washed off. You can see how beautiful those rhizomes are. I'm gonna finish getting this washed off and cleaned up, and we'll get a final look. Whew. So here we have both of the rhizomes mostly washed. They don't need a complete cleaning, considering that I'm not gonna eat them. But I do have this one piece that broke off of this smaller rhizome here. So what I did notice is there's 2 distinct sizes of rhizome. There's this larger rhizome here, and it's all one piece connected with this big rhizome thing. And then there's this smaller rhizome, and the size is distinct. You can see that one is definitely much larger than the other. This one is held on by one skinny section right here. So if I break that off, it'll become 2 rhizomes, but I'm gonna leave this as one. And as I said, I'm gonna plant one on this farm, and then this larger one will be brought back with me. So let's get to planting this one. Have to be careful with the way I hold it, or I might break that little section where it's connected at. So I'm glad that I do have that little piece that fell off, because I can use that for cooking, and I still have a lot of ginger love to use or to plant. So we're just gonna sit this guy here, and I'm gonna basically pour 40 pounds of soil over it. I should have brought my tripod, but we'll just tune back in as soon as I get this under the soil. Here we have the ginger nicely planted. Behind that ginger we have dwarf Cavendish. And then we have this ginger that I'm about to bring to New Orleans. You can see these stalks right here died out. That's because someone was cutting the grass and drove right over the ginger plant. Still some ants in there, but for the most part it's mostly cleaned out, so I'm not gonna worry about it. It's gonna be in my car for about 40 minutes. Just have to be sure to put this on the floor and get it out of my car as soon as possible. I don't want to put it in my trunk because I don't want to damage it. Then I have this ginger here that I'm gonna clean the roots off of, and I'm gonna eat it piece by piece, of course. A small amount goes a long way, so this is gonna last me a while. Smells good. So that's that, y'all. See y'all in the next one.